Welcome to Getting Started with GetResponse. I'm Pedro, I'm a product marketing manager here at GetResponse, and I will be your guide. I will cover the basics, we will also see some more advanced scenarios, and by the end of this video you will learn how to send a newsletter, set up a welcome email, have your own landing page, and also some more advanced scenarios with automation. So grab your snacks and let's jump into this video together. Alright folks, so now we are in the app and what we will do is to send our first newsletter. So I know that you might not have contacts yet, but doesn't matter, you can send the message just to yourself and it's totally fine to just test. So let's go to create a newsletter from the quick actions widget and we will do it by ourselves, but you can see that there is an AI option over here and we will explore that more later in this video. So for now, by myself, let's give our message a name, and that's just for us. And then we have a linked list, and this will simply influence the footer of the message, the language, and other different settings. So let's keep it aligned. And we will go more over that in the future too. But for now, just for you to know, it influences the language, footer, and so on in this message. Then you have the from and reply to email addresses. This is important as well. The first is actually the email address used to send the newsletter. And the reply to, if anybody replies to you, this is where the reply would land. Alright, now what we need is a subject line, and we have an AI subject line generator, so this will be amazing to actually get you started and actually get you some good ideas, start brainstorming and see what subject lines will the AI use. Let's now give it a few keywords over here. So for example, we will do a free city guide where we tell people places to go and best places in Lisbon. Just an example. And here we will choose our industry. Let's actually choose tourist destinations and include emoji. Let's click generate and the AI will give you 5 options. Of course you can even generate again, but we already can get some good ideas from here. So discover the best of Lisbon with our free city guide. That sounds pretty much what we wanted. So let's do that. Select the recipients. I know that if you are getting started, you will probably just have one, which is yourself right now, even before you add contacts. Totally fine. Once again, let's just select the list. And here we go to the design. So you can see this, we have a lot of pre-designed templates designed by our professional designers here. And what you need to know is that you can start from a template. You can start from a template that you did yourself over here that you saved. Blank templates, so from scratch. Also HTML editor if you are into coding, and existing messages saved or sent messages that you did. Alright, we will start from this template and we could preview too, but let's just click use the template. We are now in the editor, and the main thing that I want you to know is that this is a very easy drag and drop editor. For example, I can just go here to basic blocks on the right and drag and drop a button, for example, and we will add here then link GetResponse.com. Just an example for you to see how it will work, and then you could drag it across all the newsletter, right? Across the editor. Let's disable it, and you can do that with any block over here. And then whenever you click on a block, for example, you have text. Text one is a specific one because you have the settings at the top. So get top tips to navigate Lisbon, for example. That's how it would be, and then you can do bold here at the top and not bold, or even change the font right here. So as you know, when you click on this block, you have some settings at the top and other related to the padding will be on this side. Something important would be something that I will show you right here. So hi, and we can then click here and we can do first name. So this will address people by their first name. Hi, first name, and then experience the thrill of the world's biggest football. So this was just the scenario we had for this template in general. Of course, we would change this for our scenario, which would be the city guide, and then we would adapt here so that people could click and download our guide. Just an example, you can use it many ways, and we won't actually be changing the whole thing now, but something for you to remember is if you are using the template, make sure that you click on the buttons and actually add your own URL. This is very important so that people can click and go where you want them to go. And now something else that's super important here, and people usually use it for signatures across their emails, but just to actually go here, click to save the block, and let's say if this was your signature, just an example, you would save it over here, and then you would go to My Blocks, and just for you to see, it's right here, My Blocks. And then you could just drag, as for example, I have other blocks here, I could just drag them right here that I have in my other newsletters. So this is something very important that you can use as a hack for you to, when you start writing different newsletters, or even if you start from a template, it's also something very useful. And in general, you have the layout. Layout consists of sections and basic blocks, and the section simply the recipient where you would then start adding the blocks. Then if you add multiple blocks to a section, you can also do that. And the section itself has also its own settings, right? So if you go here, clicking on the section, you will see that I have some settings here, as for example, background color. That's something that can be changed, and as you can see, also how it can be here. And now something that I want you to see is that here at the top, we can just undo, and we can, it's basically to go back and forward. Well, so we have this part covered too, and what we can do now to check the message style. So you could change the background color here for the whole message, something like that, if you wish to do so. Like do something more to look a bit better, but we actually want to keep the same look. So let's have that, but you can edit the header here, add your own logo. So that's something that you can use, and I will teach you a trick here. For example, for us, we want to have something related to travel. We don't have a logo, but perhaps we can do a travel sticker, and I'm putting sticker at the end as it will show you some images or GIFs without background, and they will look good as a logo. So you can give it a try. It will, oversize, no worries with that, and we can just resize over here. As simple as that. We don't really have to mess with it too much. And of course, if it was your own newsletter, you would make all the changes that you would need here. The point is that now you know how to navigate the editor. It's the main point of this part of the video. And now we are actually ready to test. So let's send to ourselves. So this means that you would go to your own email and see how it looks, and you can go to preview. And this is where we will see how it looks on mobile and also on desktop. And we can also enable dark mode. So this is really an amazing feature that helps us see what most people will see actually when they use dark mode in their phones. And well, it looks all good for us. And as you can see, you have also two other options here. Inbox preview, so to see in Gmail, Hotmail, or Outlook how it would look, and actually spam check as well. For us, everything is looking great. So let's just go next. Most of the things are ready here. Let's enable click tracking, and if you're planning to use Google Analytics, also turn it on. If not, just keep it off. Won't bother you too much. Now we can select to send it right now, so send immediately, or schedule for later, and we can pick a date and time zone. Now let me address these two here at the bottom. So let's start with time travel. So this simply means that the time that you select here, so right now 3:44, this message would be sent at 3:44 for everybody in their own time zone, meaning that people in Brazil would receive this message at 3:44 their time, and people in Portugal would receive at 3:44 their time. And if you want to use perfect timing, it simply relies on our algorithm and database when we think like people will actually open their messages. So this is based on previous activity that they had. And if you enable this, we will then allow a period of 24 hours where the message will be sent. So you just have to wait that period, and you will see a loading bar while we wait for the best moment to send the message. Alright, so for us, we will send with perfect timing. So this is something we use ourselves as GetResponse. So that's why we also recommend, and let's click to send a message. Alright, so you will land in this page right here. There's nothing to do, but something good to mention is that you can click to not send it. Just in case you made a mistake, you have about 60 seconds to actually fix it. So you can click don't send, the message will be cancelled and you can find it in the drafts later. Alright folks, so now we have this covered, let's now head back to the dashboard. Alright folks, so now we are within the dashboard and I want to walk you through so that you know what's happening here in this screen. So this is where you will land when you log in GetResponse, and starting from the top you have the tools on the left, you can see all the tools over here, and then you have the preferred tools here at the top. So 3 of them, and we can edit that in the navbar. So customize top menu, and we could change, for example, we could remove the reports and have automation. Just an example, save the settings, you'll see changes right here. So this is very useful actually if you play around with automation a lot or different tools. You can always add a quick way to access here at the top. And here on the right you will see this icon, and this is also very useful for you to follow some interactive guides you can click through and see what happens. I really recommend Watch and Learn, and this is where you will see different videos that we have and we added to the platform with different topics. For example, if you go to automation over here, you will see that we have different guides for automation. So if you are interested into that, feel free to have a look, and you can always return and pick different topics as email marketing and so on. So now you know this exists, and then you will notice this bell over here, and this is where we will inform you of different changes that we made in the platform, or even, for example, this one over here. And you will be able to see that whenever we add something new to the platform, you will most likely see a notification over here. You can also make your own feature requests or upvote. So this is a way for you to impact our roadmap and what we are developing in the future. So you can upvote features here, and you can even suggest your own feature, right? And then it gets approved or not by us, but in general, we really recommend that you do that because we listen to you. So this is good practice for you to recommend and vote on features, because we are looking at these votes and what these folks are doing. Alright, roadmap. This is for you to see what we have planned in the future, and you can also upvote, see the plans over here, what's completed as well, keep updating that too. So it's good that you know that this exists and you can interact with it as well, and we really incentivize you to do so. Then you have this icon over here, so you can reach the help center and also email us directly your tickets if you are talking to our support, and so on. Another way to reach our support, to be fair, is actually through this little draggable chat icon, and you can just click and then start the chat. Very easy, and you will have a very good experience if you reach out to our support. They are the real heroes. And also here on the right you have your own icon, so you can manage your account, billing, and all of that related. So this is where you would manage. Now something that you need to know is I have a lot of things here happening right here. So let's just go through it. So quick actions, this is a widget. Then tips and tricks. Also you can watch tutorial, browse resources here, help center. And then I have one called newsletter. So this picks up the last newsletter that you sent. Depending on your configuration, of course, there is a specific one for last newsletter. This will show based on the most recent as well, but you can edit this widget and select based on a specific list, and ours is not appearing here because we sent with perfect timing, so in 24 hours it would appear, but this is the last one that we sent. So you could see the stats at a glance, and also sign up source, you can see over here, and there are many others. And to add a new widget, you simply click over here, and for example, let's say we want to add something for the workflows, meaning automation. So you can see I have a few already, and I could edit the widget and show different details. Just a different way to present it. Alright folks, so now you are familiar with what's happening in this dashboard. So now I think we are ready to move to Autoresponder. So let's welcome our subscribers when they sign up. Alright, so from here to create an autoresponder, we would simply use our quick actions widget, create an autoresponder, but you can also do that through the tools that we just saw, right? You have autoresponders over here. Let's just click create autoresponder. And now we have the AI, and we are gonna use AI for this autoresponder. So let's click over here, and you will see that we have a prompt. So let's give it a few keywords over here. So we want welcome subscribers and free city guides with top tips about Lisbon, for example. That's just an example over here. And now once again we will pick our industry, so this will help the AI provide the best solutions. Now more settings. Who is this message for? So this is in general for travel enthusiasts, so people that actually like to travel and like to experiment or to be in the best places possible for the limited time that they are somewhere. So what is your autoresponder type? Welcome. And then next. This is where we pick the tone. So how do you want this email to sound? And we actually want it to sound friendly. So let's go with that. Here you can pick a layout. I want an image. And the color scheme over here, we can go with pastel. And generate, folks. That's all you have to do to get this message ready. So let's see what it brings. Alright, so we are in the editor. We already know how this works, and this is really amazing that the AI picked a picture of Lisbon. Really good. So it shows you when you are a bit specific, it really tries to pick that right image. First thing that we will do over here is I would change this to hi, and you see travel enthusiast. So this is what we wrote in who is this email for. So you see that the AI is picking these words, and it will use it around the email. We will probably see something here about a free guide too. So let's see. First thing we do, hi, and we will address people by their first name. So we will go here to this icon, select first name. So it will be hi Pedro, if I send it to myself. Welcome to our exclusive community of adventure seekers. Alright, picture of Lisbon. We are told that you signed up to receive the updates from us. I'd like to offer you a complimentary city guide for Lisbon. Uncover the hidden gems. Right. Get ready to explore Lisbon. Alright, I would be happy with this. So I would really, just to make it shorter. And this is a perfectly fine welcome email, and I would just say to change the logo as we did before, so you could use the same, and then you also have to add a URL to the button. So after you do that, you will already have a whole autoresponder ready for you, and you can do that throughout the nurturing cycle with autoresponders. So this is really amazing, and this is our welcome message. So let's just go next, and I will go through the settings very quickly with you. So this is welcome message, linked list once again. This is very important here, and we will go to city guides. So because this means that people that will subscribe to the list city guides will actually receive this autoresponder. If this list was incorrect here, they wouldn't receive. So make sure to pay attention to that. And then autoresponder settings on day 0 means the same day as subscription. So if I subscribe right now, it will be right now, today. And here you can pick the days of the week. So for example, let's say we have day 0, but then you don't want to send on Monday. If today was Monday, then it was just not sent, and it's sent when it's possible, right? You can see return day 0 on the block day, will get your email on the earliest day allowed. So meaning that they would get on Tuesday, which is one day after. Just an example. You can then change this to day 2, for example, if you keep adding messages to your nurturing cycle. But let's not complicate it right now. Let's leave it 0 and let's not touch it. We already talked about this. As you can see, it even generated a subject line for us without us doing anything else. You can always generate one more. You already know how to do that. And now, nothing else to do, save and publish. As simple as that. So our job got much more easier with AI helping us out with this autoresponder. And now you will land on this page. You can see that I have a few autoresponders over here. But let me select my list, which is city guides. And I have one. So when people subscribe to city guides, they will receive this autoresponder. Now we want to keep adding more messages to this cycle. So as people go through the days, they would receive different tips from us. For example, different city guides. Even for different cities in Portugal, we could address Porto, Ponta Delgada, in the islands, and so on. So the options here are limitless, and you could just go to the calendar view. So it will be not exactly a calendar, it's more of a bird's eye view in this case, as it's not specific days of the week or the month. And you could just keep adding. So you would click here and keep adding the messages the way we did, and so on. So click on day 4, and you will then just experience this getting filled up, and you can use AI to do all of that. So now we need a place for people to sign up. And for that, we will set up a landing page. So stay tuned and we will jump right into it. Let's imagine that you are here. And what we want to do is to create a landing page. So we will go to Tools, Landing Pages. And as you can see, I already have just a few examples that I have. And what we can do now is to click to Create Landing Page. And you will see that we also have AI landing pages here. We will give it a try in a moment, but let's use a ready-made template just for you to see how this would work and how fast it is. So let's go through here. Once again, we have pre-designed and blank templates. You can also select different industries over here. For this example, I will be using one of the top ones right here, and you can preview even if you don't want to use yet, so just to see how it looks. Let's just click to use the template, and this will land us in the editor. So let's say best city guides, just an example, or free. And here, what I want to mention in this editor first thing is that here on the right, you will have different options. So manage pages. So you have home, as it is a landing page, it's a single page, right? Then you have not found if perhaps there is any error with the page, not likely, and also thank you page. This is the page that people will see when they subscribe to you, if you wish so. So we can also change that. But in general, this is how you would actually see the pages and navigate through them, right? That will be the way, and you can also do it through here at the top. It's very similar to our newsletter editor. Also at the top here, you can go back and forward and even save. Now, what I want to draw your attention to is this option here on the right called Global Design. This is an amazing one. And first you have the language, and this language means like if you have any error or anything that is any text specific of this landing page, like not something that's it's actually editable, so usually errors and things like that, all non-editable elements, right, that have names, even sign up and contact form over here, you can change the language to your own. So this is actually a very useful way to do it. You can change the content, the width over here, and it changes for the whole page. So it's global design for a reason. And also the color palette. So this is something that if you hover your cursor, you can see what it will do. And in general, for us to have an overlook over here, let's change this color. And as you can see, this really changes everything, right? Something like that. Just an example, so that you see what it's changing. So it's the background color across the page, and if we want text color too, we would do like that. Just another example, so that you see how global design actually works. But let's go back, because the template was much better than what I did. You can even change the typography, the style of the button, so that you see the difference. So see that, very different. And there are more styles that you can use. So very easy and intuitive to do. You can make it round, and you can even go through advanced settings over here, and actually this would, yeah, like that. And so this pretty much covers this global design. You have many advanced settings here, but what you need to know is that it influences the whole page, and usually it tells you what it's influencing right here on this one, like it says. So now let's go to add elements. So very similar to our newsletter editor. It's drag and drop. You have sections, and you can read the section as a recipient to where you will put add elements, right? And it's some of them are already pre-made over here. And let's do like this. As you can see, it's added right here at the top, and then whenever you click, you will see that you can make changes here on the right. And then when you click a block, same thing, you will see all the changes that you need here on the right, and you can change even the type, how you would do things. So that's just for you to know how to navigate, and you can keep adding elements. Something important, and that's actually pretty good here too, timer. You can also add a timer here, and we cannot see it right now, right? But that's why we would actually go to the counter design, font color. This should be white, and background even can be something like that, just for us to see what's happening. And the label is also like this. So it would be, you can even make it a bit bigger so that you know. And this is the type of things that would change with the language that we saw in the global design. Alright, so that's just one example of things that you can add. You can even add a gallery too. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is a gallery, different images added, and you can, just for the sake of experimentation, can add it right here. And this is also a revolving, this is also the type of gallery that you can go through and you can move around, right? So if you have that, and if we add an image 1 and image 2, you can change. And if I go quickly to preview, so now you know where to preview as well, you will see that we can change the images, right? Let's go back and delete this. Let's remove the counter 2. Let's actually go to the mobile preview and see if we need to do any changes, right? I would like this font to be bigger. Heading font, this too, and you can keep making adjustments right here on mobile so that it looks a bit better in general. And you can keep looking how it will look. Like this is paragraph, so this one should be a bit bigger, and we can go through it. And these changes won't apply to desktop, so this is only for mobile users, which is pretty good for us. And now let's just go back. And let's say that we are happy with this page and we are only missing one thing over here, which is to actually add a form. And what we want is a sign up form. So contact form, because you will see two over here. The contact one simply means that people will contact you. So you will receive a message with their message, and they will not really subscribe to your list. What we want is a sign up form. So I will choose this over here, and once again, so this means that we wouldn't need this call to action, and we would need this button to be a bit bigger. So we can go to the design, let's adjust the font, perhaps, yeah, something like that. And as you can see, so when we click on it, we have all the settings that we need. We just have to go through it. Success view, so it's default to the thank you page, so it's the one we mentioned that you can access over here on manage pages, and we can keep it like that. You can change the fields, you can add an extra field, and this is something as well that I want to show you. So let's add city guides, for example. This is something I created before, so that you know. And there are three options. So cities, well, let's add cities right here, and people will be able to pick one or the other. And based on what they pick, then we get this information and we would be able to segment them. So something like that. And let's just go back so that you you know that this is the option. Alright, so now we have a form. We know how to edit it. We can change the name over here too. So city guides. And now we are happy with this page. So we won't make any other change. We have a sign up form. We are all good, all set here. So when people sign up, what will happen is they will be joining our list. Alright, and from here what we do is we simply click to continue. Alright, now we have the name of the page, which is once again only you will see. So city guides, subscription settings, so where will people subscribe when they go through that form, and this will be city guides because we want them to receive the autoresponder. And here you select the day of the autoresponder, so we want day 0 because it's where they start, and we want them to get our welcome message. You can add a favicon. This is simply this little icon that you see over here with GetResponse. You can add yours, of course. Consent cookie banner, you can add that, and then this seems good to us. You can also add chats if you're using them, and then continue. Alright, so this is the landing page name, and here is a suggested name because we have a free domain, right? So you can change this name, and this will be part of the URL of your page. And then you can choose one of the free domains, GR website, GR site, and GetResponse site, any of them free for you to use. So we can go with GR website, for example. And then if you have your own domain, you can just click here to connect, and it will go through the steps. And if you wish to buy one, you can go through here. It's grayed out for me because I don't have a credit card added here. But if you have yours, you can just add a credit card, click here to buy. It's a very simple and quick process to get you set up. And we are good with that. We will be using the free domain, and we will click publish. Alright, so we will land in this page over here, and this is where you will see the overview of the landing page in terms of stats. You can see devices, location, click tracking, forms and pop-ups. A lot of things here for you to see, and when people start visiting your page, you will start seeing the traffic over here, and also from which devices they are visiting you. For now, we are all good with it, and what we will do is to access the page. So let's see how it looks. Alright, this is the page, and let's go with Pedro here. It can be this one over here, and let's go with London. And sign me up. Alright, taking me to the thank you page, all working well. Don't forget to actually add your URLs to these buttons. And here is the cookie consent, and all good. So let's see if we will receive the autoresponder. Alright, all good here. And now what I want to show you is to go back to landing pages, and let's do that quickly with AI and see how it works. So use an AI powered builder. Let's go quickly through this. So what we are doing, we were doing travel, tourist destinations, and let's see, we are a team of folks that focus on building the best guides that people can have to navigate cities when they travel. We handpick the best spots, including restaurants, hiking places, and so on. We also offer a free guide. Let's keep it like that. Next step. Okay, so what do we want on the page? We could have a chat with over here, contact form we don't want, FAQ we could have a video as well, a list of things, sign up form, testimonial could be good. All right, so let's go with that and click next. Now we have a color scheme. You can also upload your own logo and see that, or even other site here, a URL of a website to take the color scheme from. So you can also do that. But we will go with creativity perhaps, or just inspire. Let's go with inspire. Click next. These are your business details. so make sure that they are updated here. And now the AI is generating 3 options for us, so let's see what it brings. We can see now that we have the 3 options for us and we can preview them. Click on them to edit, make your changes, and as you can see, like, this copy is really meaningful, and you can just click to go forward and publish. So as you can see, AI is really working for us over here and saving us a lot of time. And now let's get back to our dashboard. Alright, so the first thing that I want to see from here is if our autoresponder was sent. So let's go to the widget with autoresponders. If you don't have it, you already know how to add it. Select our list, city guides, and as you can see, sent. So it was already sent, it's working properly, and this is really what we want. Let's now dive into contacts in general. So let's go over here, and when you enter this video, I already had the list and so on, but how did I do it? Very simple. So I went to contacts, I created a list, and it was this city guides, and you could do exactly the same just by going here, city guide, and clicking to create. Very simple. And now what I want to draw your attention to is to the settings of this list, right? Because I mentioned that it's quite important. So list name, people will see this if you don't have a list title. So if you have a list title, so best city guides, they will see the title instead, right? You can have a description as well, won't hurt. Categories, let's see if we have travel, and this is important. So the language over here, as you can see, it will influence a multitude of pages, right? Confirmation page, message and pre-header and footer. So let's make sure this language here is the one that you want to communicate with your subscribers. So we will use English here. We also will display on the footer, and you can see our address, and then you can keep changing over here depending on where you are in the world and with the rules that you live with. If it is custom right here, so if you are not in US or EU and you can do custom, simply go here. For example, you can add your phone number. So for example, for us here would be something like that. Just an example. This would appear in the footer of your messages, so it might be something useful. If not, if you are in US or EU, just follow this thing over here and know that this will appear in your messages. You can add your logo and so on. And then important is to save the settings. And something else here that's very important is, do you want to be notified when someone subscribes? If yes, you actually turn this on and you select your email. So if I want to be notified on this email, I just leave it here. And then, do we want people to confirm the subscription or not? And this simply means then when they subscribe, they will receive a message saying, hey, please confirm to join this list. So they won't join till they confirm. So if you want that, we can do in web subscriptions. And if you are integrated with GetResponse with the third party, you can have this one too. All right, so now we have that part covered, and we can save the settings. And now that we talked about confirmation page, it's a default one for GetResponse, but you can have your own if you actually have here. Just select custom URL. Another thing is confirmation messages, and this is, well, if you have the double confirmation that we just talked about that people get when they subscribe, you can select right here, and from a multitude of templates that we have, and they are editable just on the white spots over here, because just to comply with regulation, we need to make sure what's written here stays. So you can add your bits in these white boxes and even add your own signature. So once you do, just save. And now what we want to do is to go to contacts again, and let's go to search, because I want to show you how it looks with the person that has subscribed, which is myself over here. And let's see what I can do. So let's go here, just for you to see. I clicked on advanced search, and I click on add condition, contact details, custom fields, and here I had city guides. And now I could select the city, right? And I know that I chose London. So I will appear here and you will see that if I click on myself and I see the contact card, so this will display all the information that I gave so far. And even you can see a sign-up form on website and city guides London. So I have that. You can see that the message was sent as well, the autoresponder. So everything working great. And I'm on autoresponder day 0. This will change across as the days go forward. Can add notes to people here as well. And now let's go back just to see that we have this segmented, right? And we can save that as a segment. So for example, let's just save it as London. Just an example. Now if more people select London, they will join this segment dynamically. So whenever we click here, we will see who else chose London, right? And then we can use automations to actually target people who chose these specific places. And this is where we will go then later on. Now, let's go back to the dashboard and let's see how we can add our own email and domain if necessary. Alright folks, so now what if you already have your list of contacts and you want to add them to GetResponse? Well, it's very simple. We simply need to go to contacts and we already have our list over here. We could add contacts just by clicking at the top on add contacts, or we can just go to the 3 vertical dots and go to add contacts again. So this would just pre-select the list here at the top. We can add people directly to the autoresponder, but what I want to drag your attention to is that you can add contacts one by one. So you would just write the email address over here and name, and the most important part is that you need permission to add these people, and you would just click add contact. But let's focus on uploading a file. So this is what you can do to actually import a mass of contacts, right? So let's say 100 as an example, and you will actually drag your file here or just click to upload. And to prepare your file actually for import, make sure that you click on this link over here and you can get more information. And then if you have all of this selected, you will be good to go and you can go next. And another thing that you should pay attention to, and it will apply to many of you migrating from our competitors as MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, just select them over here, import the file that you exported from their platform, click next, and you'll be good to go. Alright folks, so now let's see how we can add a professional domain and here in GetResponse. Alright, so now from the dashboard, how do we do that? How do we add an email address that we can use to send our messages or even our domain, right? So what we can do, to go to Tools, Emails and Domains. And you will notice that I have a bunch of them over here. And what I want you to know is that how you can actually create your own alias, so your email as well. So as a test, let's click to add an email and let's call Pedro here. And once again, let's use my test email, gmail.com, and just add. Alright, so it will ask you to verify. Basically, you log in into your email address, you will receive a message, and just click to confirm, and then you will be added without any effort. And now, what I want you to know is that, well, Gmail won't do it. It won't cut it. If you want those high open rates and delivery rates, you should be sending from a professional domain. And I have a few over here. And for example, on this one, I could go here. I could click to add an alias, right? Even here at the top. And I can select which one from those that I have. So let's add Pedro here. Let's add Pedro and Pedro.marketing as an example so that you can see how it works. And forwarding, so I would receive these messages on my email as well. So let's just click add, and this means that the forwarding email is the one that will receive the confirmation message that we will see right now. So if I click add, I will then receive this confirmation, and then you will see me added. So let's come back in a second. Alright, now we are back and we are already confirmed. So let's see over here. So Pedro marketing at bbb.domainalps.com. So it's already confirmed, and something that I want you to draw your attention to is that it is already authenticated with DKIM and DNS records in general, so we don't have to do that. So if you connect your own domain to GetResponse and then add your alias, you don't have to do anything else with DNS records or DKIM, and this will really help you in this deliverability, and to keep your deliverability high and open rates, this will play a major part. So now, with that said, let's jump into domains. Alright, so most of mine over here, as you can see, I'm using the free ones from GetResponse. And what I want you to know, so just so that you can follow this process, is to go to add domain. And once again, if you don't have, you can buy as long as you have a credit card attached to your account. But for us, we would add something here. You would just add your domain. For example, if our domain was just mytest123.com, let's imagine this exists, we would just click to add over here. Alright, and when you click to add, what will happen is it will show that I have some name servers in my domain and we need to change them to these ones. Something to consider is actually, if you have a website, if you have a landing page with this domain, you shouldn't do that. You should actually connect a subdomain here if you want to use on landing pages, for example. But if you don't have, you can do this. This would be the ideal scenario for you. Otherwise, if you want to add your email address, you would simply have to do it with the DNS records that you can see then on our guides. And well, now you know how this works, and let's head back to our dashboard. Alright folks, so now we have an autoresponder, we sent a newsletter as well, and let's check its performance very quickly. Usually you would see reports here at the top, but as you remember from the beginning of the video, I've changed that part. So let's just go to tools and go to reports. So here you have email marketing, autoresponders is what we want to check, and I want to only track on city guides list. You can also generate the report over here and adjust the date to track. And I want this specific autoresponder that we have. Welcome message, and let's click on it. Alright, so now we have a summary on the performance of this message right now. And we have the recipients too, so I know it was only myself. Opens and clicks, and look that you could actually just click on didn't open, and you can select to create the message, and it will just resend to everybody that didn't open the message. So this is a very effective way for you to actually resend this message to non-openers. So let's not do that right now, and you can see there are other metrics here that you can check. And now something that I want to show you, and pretty cool too, is that we can go to opens and clicks, and we can check this part over here. So we don't really have links and we didn't click on anything, but so that you know, with the click map, you will then be able to see where people clicked and the percentage of people that clicked. So as we didn't add the URL to this button, so there is no percentage, but in general, this is how you would see. So let me actually go to newsletters, so to email marketing over here, and I will pick one of the oldest newsletters that I have. So let's actually go, we can go with this, right? Opens and clicks, just to see if we have the right example for you, just to have a look. Right, so you can see I hyperlinked everything over here, and people clicked more on learn guitar, and then you can see that they didn't go to social media. So this is a very, very effective way for you to see what's dragging attention in your messages. And now that we know that and we know what to do and where to go for the reports, let's head back to the dashboard, and we have to cover automation right now. Alright folks, so for this video, what we want to do is to just touch base with automation, just for you to know what you could do. Alright, so let's actually head straight from here from the top, and if you don't have it, if you didn't do like me there, you can also just go from here and you'll find automation right there. Let's go to automation. You will see that I already have a few. They have a few scenarios over here, but I will create from scratch. Alright, there are some templates that you can use, even just a simple welcome message. And I will let you know that using these templates is actually the way to go if you are just getting started. It might be much easier for you to even just send birthday message, so based on the date that you can use. For us right now, we will just touch base, we see one of the scenarios, and then you can keep imagining and keep developing it yourself. So let's start from scratch. First thing that we do, name our workflow over here, city guides, and we will start with subscribes. And I will explain that just in a moment. All right. So before I talk about this particular one, let's just mention here that we have conditions. So if something happens, then we will trigger something. We will trigger an action. So these blue ones are conditions. So if this happens, we will trigger an action that's over here. So it's either wait, move to list, send a message, many things that you can find through here. And between that, we can have filters. And this is what we're going to do. So if people subscribe to our lists, so city guides, through any method, or doesn't really matter right now, but we can choose any method, and if you want a particular one, you can also have that. For us right now, we can even include someone that's already on the list. So that's what this would do. If I'm already on the list, then this will put me in the workflow. And now, what I want to do is to filter. So I would use this dynamic segment over here. And here's what I would do. All right, and remember that before we created a segment named London. So now what you have to do is to select the segment London. So let's see if we find it over here. And if I selected London, I would go through this. So specific guide, well, in this scenario that we made up, a specific guide about the things to do in London, for example. And then, if not, we would do another one. So people would then follow, then we could create another segment over here. Let's just do it like, just for the sake of example, at least one more, so that you have a refresher. So we can go contact details, we can go custom fields, and we can actually go to, we had city guides, so that's something we created, and is Paris, for example. Let's save the segment as Paris. And we can do one for New York as well. So that would be New York. Save. Alright, let's now head back. And now just do a quick refresh. Alright, so we have Paris over here, and then we would send a specific message about Paris, and then we will have another about New York. So we have to do this, and then New York. Alright, so this is getting some shape. Alright folks, so this would be the basis of this type of workflow, where we would send message based on the custom field that people have. And I can go here and adjust just to have a better overview. Then you can add, for example, I'm doing this kind of quickly, I know, but so that you know, we just drag and drop the actions here, and we can Command C and Command V to just actually copy and paste. And this would work here, and we could do the same with the messages, and this could be working forever. As you can imagine, then with automation, possibilities really are endless. You can do many things. But the trick that I will teach you here will be, what if you are out of ideas, but you don't want people to actually end the workflow? So we can link everything to a wait element. Wait a moment that I will zoom on that. Let's zoom right into this, and let's change this to 999 days. So this will give you time to think. And whenever you come up with a scenario here, you could then add the filters again so that people would go through it. And once you change this to 1 day and save the workflow, then these people will start going through once again. Otherwise, they would be locked here for 999 days. So it's a way for you to trick a hack for you to gain some time and think more about your workflow and not completely finish it for these people if they wish to receive more information. So that's just a way for you to do it. So as you saw, it's just drag and drop, and every basic condition here is an if, and if this happens, then something else will happen, which is an action. So if a condition is met, then we trigger an action. That's how it's just the logic of the workflow. And as the other editors work, you also have the history here that you can go back and forth. You have a tutorial over here, and also you have the settings. So this is where you will change the name, and if you have a specific promo that will start, for example, if you are running a promo for Black Friday, you could select this workflow to start at a specific date and end at a specific date. So it would be time sensitive. For us right now, it won't really matter, so we would just click to save and publish, which won't allow us because we don't have the messages selected. But so for the sake of example, we will just click save and exit. Alright folks, so now you see the workflow over here and how it's working. And now, of course, we cannot enable because the messages were not selected. It was just to exemplify how you could navigate through. And now let's go back to the dashboard after touching base in automation, and you see at least one use case that you can do. And really the possibilities are too many to even mention. Alright folks, before we head to the end, let me just mention that if you want a new widget here, and it's a quick start checklist that you can follow, most likely you already have that added to your dashboard if you are new, and you can follow it through, and at the end there is a juicy discount for you too. So make sure that you have it and follow the steps, and you will really be rewarded if you decide to upgrade. Alright folks, and remember that we also have a mobile app that you can click here, click to download, and basically this will be your business in your pocket. So you can keep track of your newsletters, new subscribers and so on just by using this mobile app, which is actually pretty good. So just download here for your Apple devices or for Android, and you'll be good to go. Otherwise, you can also have a look at our paid plans over here, and it's always good to consider an annual plan or biannual because you will save a lot of money doing that. And as you can see, we have email marketing plan. This is for these folks that are not really using automation. Mostly, if you are okay with autoresponders and the scenarios we covered, you can go to this plan over here. Marketing automation, if you would actually like to use the scenario we proposed, you would actually need this plan over here, and if you plan to automate most of your business. And e-commerce marketing, if you really would like to integrate your Shopify or any e-commerce store that you have, this would be the plan to actually be on. Alright folks, and with that, we say goodbye. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this video. And for those of you not signed up yet, make sure that you sign up. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.